Hello everyone! Welcome to the first multiplayer battle, 2v2 with me and my pal Surreal. Now this is going to be a solo commentary, but the future multiplayer battles will hopefully be dual commentary with me and Surreal talking about the battle and showing you the cool things that happen. And we plan to play a lot of multiplayer. We've played a lot so far and it's been a lot of fun. So first, let me go over the army here. I'll start with mine. I went as Bretonnia. I have a solid line of these spearmen at arms. Now, there's only 2 infantry units available to Bretonnia. They're not a very fleshed out faction. But the spearmen at arms, their whole thing is they have a charge defense against all units, which if they're braced, that means they negate all charge bonuses from everything. So it's pretty cool. They are also anti-large fighters because they do carry these spears, and there they are. They look cool, I guess. But they have a very poor leadership, so you usually want to keep them under the influence of a leader or a hero who has a aura to try and boost their leadership. Behind them, I have the only other infantry unit available to the Bretonnia faction, which is the men-at-arms. They are also anti-large, but they have armor piercing, and we were fighting against dwarves, which is why I took some men-at-arms to try and counter them. I took the spearmen because they are shielded at least, and, well, dwarves have a lot of guns, and we are also fighting against Empire, which has a lot of ranged units as well. Behind them, I have 2 field trebuchets, which are the only artillery unit for Bretonnia. They're okay. I don't think they're honestly that great. But my hero, I took the damsel. She is a spellcaster, the only spellcaster that they have. And I didn't really use too many spells because this is my second battle as Bretonnia, and I didn't really know what I was doing. But then my leader is actually just this generic lord. He's just nothing too really special about him. Oop. Just a melee fighter, but he does have a aura of leadership. Then over here, I have 2 of the best knights that Bretonnia have, the Grail Knights. They do magic and fire damage, I believe, with their lances, and they look pretty cool. Let me see. Oh no, just magic, I guess. Yeah, so just a magic attack with damage. Okay, so we got the Grail Knights, and then over here in Vanguard deployment, because I thought I was being super sneaky, is I have some mounted yeoman archers, which are mounted missile cav. Not too special, really. I got 3 of them, and then I also brought 2 mounted yeomen, which are kind of like the infantry, but on horses. They're okay. As you can see, they're very fast. They have a vanguard deployment, which is why I put them over here. I was going to do some harassment with the archers, and then use them to block enemy cav. And as you can see, when the game started, we deployed next to some Demigryph Knights, so we'll get to that here in a moment. And then for Surreal, let's go check out his army. Starting from over here, we've got 2 groups of Empire Knights. They are like a mid-tier Empire cavalry. We have Swordsman. He likes his handgunners, so he brought, I think, 4 handgunners? 1, 2, 3. I guess there's 3 handgunners. He has some halberdiers, some more swordsman infantry, and he brought a unit of great cannon, which is a very long range cannon. You can see 450 range. He also has some Demigryph Knights with halberds, which are anti-large cav, 2 more great cannons, and then his hero, I forget what his hero, oh, Witch Hunter, which is a really good like anti-hero type of hero. And then we have Karl Franz just not mounted at all. No Deathclaw this battle. So yeah, our opponents... This is the very first multiplayer battle we ever did, by the way. Our opponents, well, they have some gyrocopters. The Empire went the melee force here. You can see they have a bunch of spearmen, which are okay, and they have a couple of greatsword units. But behind them, the Dwarven player just got gyrocopters and like nothing but these organ guns, which you can see they have a 275 range. They're pretty good if you get in range of them. And then behind that, we have just normal cannons, which have a longer range. And then the Empire player brought mortars, which have a okay range. And then we have Emperor Karl Franz on Deathclaw. And the Dwarven leader is Ungram Iron Fist. Yeah. Which looks pretty cool. So yeah, it's a cannon spam, basically. And then 2 Demigryph Knights over there. So as this goes, I was like, oh crap, 2 Demigryph Knights, which are very heavily armored. My missile cav does not do much against heavily armored units. And I'm like, oh my god, my yeomen are going to lose this fight, so I'm trying to just pull them out. Now, my missile cav and yeomen are supposed to be very fast. And according to the stats, they are faster than these Demigryph Knights. But still, the Demigryph Knights kind of catch up to them pretty easily. I'm trying to move them away, trying to just get back to my lines at this point. And we are being chased.
This is no border.
And they actually catch us. as I'm trying to run away a little bit. Which is very surprising to me. And at this point, me and Surreal are just like, oh my god, look at all of those cannons. And so I'm like, well, what can we do about that? And I see this hill over here. And I was like, well, maybe we can block the line of sight with the cannons with the lip of this hill. So I am eventually going to move my entire force over here. Do we have there's no little drawing things on these replays. Interesting. But yeah, I'm going to be pulling my force over here in just a bit after I get my Vanguard deployment out of here. You can see Karl Franz is now chasing my mounted yeoman away. Unfortunately, to halt the advance of the knights, I had to use my mounted yeoman and basically sacrifice them to make sure my missile cav could get away. And as you can see, Karl Franz trying to get in some action here. And I'm just still running, and Deathclaw is running after me. And it's very frightening. Oh my god, run. But eventually we do get away, and Karl Franz goes back to his army, as do these gyrocopters. So these players definitely intend to just stand still. And that is what they are going to do. Wow, they even moved their mortars. I didn't notice that before. And so me and Surreal just talking like, man, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So I'm just going to fast forward this here a little bit. Because at first I'm trying to get into range of their cannons, and then this is when I was like, wait a minute, no, we can just move over here. And I'll use the terrain to our advantage, and we'll snipe some of their cannons and then advance. Alright, so I have cut ahead a little bit because this is a long battle. We thought that since the Empire great cannons here have a long range, we could outrange their artillery and eventually just wear them down. Unfortunately, my field trebuchets do not have that range. And also, as you can see, my idea to hide behind the lip of this hill doesn't work. The arc on these cannons is such a way that it actually can still snipe my artillery, and the Empire and Dwarven artillery are much better than the Bretonnian field trebuchets. So I am like, well, this is not going to work, but at least Surreal's cannons can outrange them. Although it looks like he went in range of the mortars, or maybe the... Oh, I see. Because the Empire pulled their team up. I didn't actually get to see like half this battle because I was so focused on what I was doing. I didn't get to see what Surreal's exchanges were. I really like the sound design. So yeah, we just have artillery exchanging fire. And we're going to be doing this for quite a long time. Until I finally basically lose my patience, and I will eventually charge up. There was a lot of mistakes I did in this one of which was to sit back as long as I did and allow myself to get hit by artillery. But again, I'm okay with it, because this is my first multiplayer battle. I don't usually play multiplayer for Total War games at all. Like, I played maybe 2 for Shogun 2. I don't think I played any for Rome 2. So I'm not really accustomed to actually playing PvP. But I'm really digging it so far. But yeah, as you can see, I'm still holding my army back, and Surreal keeps exchanging artillery fire with the enemy player. Yeah, some gyrocopters come in, but I believe I chased them off with my mounted yeoman. And right here, I was going to charge my Grail Knights, but then I second-guessed myself, and because of that, my Grail Knights just ended up getting shot by artillery. I'm going to fast forward here a little bit more. And here we go. So you can see this is when I remember telling Sir, I'm like, listen, man, we just need to charge. And he was like, okay, dude. I was getting flustered. I'm like, we gotta charge this position. Like, they have all these cannons. We gotta do something. So here I go. Now, another mistake I did is I led with my best unit in the game, my Grail Knights, to get shot up by these organ guns. What I should have done, if I was more patient, is lead with our infantry, because they're just expendable, basically, and let them charge, get shot up by the organ guns, and then pull up my Grail Knights. Because this way, my Grail Knights do nothing. They're just getting shot up by gyrocopters. It was a huge mistake. And then we get countercharged by Demigryph Knights. Those Grail Knights look really cool, though. And we're just getting point-blank shot by these organ guns as my army is still approaching. Again, should have waited to charge with my Grail Knights, but I was impatient and foolish. Here we go. Surreal's bringing up his Imperial Knights. and his Demigryph Knights, so they're also getting shot up. And the rest of his army is slowly advancing up here as well. And they're doing a good job of holding us from their organ guns by using their knights, their Demigryph Knights. Here I go. I think I'm casting a spell from our damsel. Or at least I was trying to. Maybe it didn't go off. And we got a little bit into the organ guns finally. As you can see, my halberd units here are already, well, halberd and spear unit are already breaking. So I thought this was going to be a guaranteed loss already at this point, because I already lost my Grail Knights. Actually, I guess I forgot about them right here for a little while. And here we go, the main clash. You can see Surreal's forces still moving up here on the flank. Cannons right in our faces. And more routing. All of those units are routing. Luckily, we have Surreal's handgun unit, putting down a lot of fire from back here. And I think they relatively go untouched. There's his leader, Carl, heading up to the front lines, getting chased by gyrocopter bombers. There's my damsel spell, electricity. It's pretty cool. So yeah, my line's shattered. Luckily, they will reform later, and I will get them back in here. We got some spearman on spearman action here. Seeing that charge in the background. Still, the cannons are firing. Oh, right. I'm sorry. I missed this. The Imperial Knights from Surreal got back in here to some more guns trying to get to the mortar teams. And the enemy's Empire Karl Franz is trying to stop them as best they can. My Grail Knights coming back for another charge. They're not quite done yet. Ooh. Those organ guns, though. You also have Unger Iron Fist versus Carl. Ooh. Man, Carl just got a nasty hit there. You have my leader up here taking on these archers. I was just trying to silence them with my lord, and I did. And it was at this point I noticed that a lot of my forces were going to be coming back, and so I can get them back into the fight. Still getting nailed by a gyrocopter, though. I think they eventually get shot by Surreal's gunners. Yeah, I failed to notice these people that came back from routing for a while. Again, more mistakes. I was just so focused on trying to get to these cannons with whatever I could. Meanwhile, we got Surreal's forces here, battling against great swords and halberds. Halberds at a disadvantage in this kind of situation. Deathclaw is so cool. And right now, you can see that Surreal is trying to snipe Emperor Karl Franz with his handgunners. Doing a pretty good job of it. Almost got him killed. And here it is. My lord has managed to rout those crossbows, and now I'm into these organ gunners. I'm finally realizing that we have some forces that came back from routing. I was using my damsel for just morale support and casting a spell here and there.
I am with you. Honor awaits. For our lady.
Oh my god, those units are still back there just sitting. I didn't realize how long I left them out there. Because what I was looking at through this entire battle was basically this. And I wasn't looking at the mini-map at all because I was just so focused and worried. My Grand Eye's trying to take out another organ gun. Karl Franz trying to stop him. And think what I could have done if I had two full Grand Knight units that didn't just get chewed up by organ guns before the battle even started. And there we go, Karl Franz. The Emperor himself has fallen under a hail of gunfire. This gyrocopter is still alive. I did not even realize that was up for so long either. This is great. And here we go, sending my lord to silence another set of guns. Here we go. I finally noticed about the routing units that came back. Just in time for Surreal's units to rout. I do like these man-at-arms. They're pretty cool. In the back, you can see that my lord is now getting assisted from one of my remaining yeoman units, who still managed to somehow be alive through all of the hail of gunfire and gyrocopters. I remember it was right here. I tried to engage this unit in melee, and here we go. I just hit melee mode and just said, F it, we're going to charge these crossbows. They need to be silenced, and my lord is coming in to finish the job. Getting shot at by gyrocopters the whole time, though. Managing to silence some more cannons. I think Surreal's forces are mostly destroyed by this point. Carfron's still up, though. Sending a unit of spears to help him. Help the Emperor. The true Emperor.
Die, traitor!
Maybe not. I guess I pulled him out. Right, because I wanted to silence the remaining cannons. So in the middle of this formation, I do have our damsel for a AoE leadership aura. I think at this point I was basically out of magic. Actually, we can see right here, I was at 7 points.
Soldiers! Our liege lord demands!
Some of Surreal's units are coming back from routing. Surprisingly, my lord was fighting mostly by himself through all of this and didn't really take much damage. I remember being kind of surprised during the battle. And you can see that the enemy has been basically cleared up now. There are fewer mounting units that are routing. They had to send in their gyrocopters to fight us. And at this point, we were both like, no way. Are we actually going to win this? Because we had made mistakes. We had gotten shot up so much. But with the help of the guns, with the help of the Emperor, I'm not sure what the Witch Hunter did most of this battle. I think he was kind of out of the fight for most of it. But we did it through a miracle. Not even noticing that half of my army was still alive, just kind of off screen a little bit. Sending my Grail Knights to get shot up by cannons instead of keeping them back for a little while. We still managed to kill this cannon spam Dwarven and Imperial player. But good game to those two. Good game for Surreal. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Please leave in the comments anything you would like to see in these multiplayer videos. I have some ideas kicking around, like more like a storytelling element, you know, more role-playing element maybe for like my 1v1s if I do those. But yeah, just, you know, whatever you want to see in future multiplayer battles or future commentaries on multiplayer battles, how you would like to see the camera work and all that. I am up for suggestions because this is pretty new to me for Total War multiplayer coverage. But anyway, hope you did enjoy it, and there will be many more 2v2s, at least with Surreal and me. Again, we're going to try to do a commentary in the future. You all have a good day. Thank you for watching.